We're here today to talk about new and innovative trends in education digital marketing. Liber Interactive has been working with education clients for over 12 years now. With our premier partnership with Google, we have a strong understanding of the ever-evolving student journey. We're fortunate today to have from Google, Laura O'Connell joining us to talk a little bit more in depth about this student journey.
Thanks, Brian. So as we know, the education space is extremely fragmented today. And it's really important for advertisers to have agencies like Liber Interactive helping them in this fragmented space. We're finding that users have so many more choices than ever before, and it's important for advertisers to cut through the clutter, really bring out their differentiating factor, and help students understand what's right for them in their exact time of need. I think the big thing that advertisers have to do is think of their customer first. We really want to make sure that we're there when people are first starting to search and think about what that next step in their life is going to be. You want to make sure that you're there when they're researching different schools, different colleges, different degrees, different certifications. You want to make sure that you have a big presence on mobile. You know, when it comes to display or video, you want to make sure you are where the student is, because now, as we're seeing in many other industries, the consumer really has a lot of power and they know that there's a lot of different places they can go for research. So you want to make sure you're actually delivering for them in that time of need.
Geotargeting is a huge component of lots of different campaigns specifically for education. And the way that we like to think we take it even one step further than just even a simple DMA targeting, for example, would be to get an understanding of the client's first-party data. So where are they seeing not only inquiries coming from, but enrollments, appointments, etc. Once we have that data, we actually have a mapping software that we use that allows us to import that and basically create these heat maps for us to determine what are the areas that have the highest concentrations of, say, enrollments, or what are some areas that have perhaps low inquiries, which at the front end may look like they're not as valuable, but have a really higher rate of enrollments. And those are the areas that we really want to focus in on target. So this is something that we use with a variety of different clients just to really help them get to their end goal and understanding, that full conversion funnel and being able to optimize towards it. Geofencing is another really important tactic when it comes to being hyper-local. So for example, with millennials, of which mobile is hugely critical, we can use something like Snapchat, where we provide or we utilize a geofence around, say, a high school that's hosting a college fair, where we can basically capture those users and then continue to target them post college fair too, just to keep them in the consideration set and really follow them from the path of awareness to inquiry to enrollment. We know that the success of a campaign is largely built upon understanding the full funnel for that particular client. So for most education clients, that funnel looks like an inquiry, then into a appointment, an application, and then into an enrollment. And really analyzing each of those steps and understanding the data allows us to better optimize the campaign holistically and not just for one conversion metric isolated. We know that if we just were to focus on inquiries on its own, we largely wouldn't have the success that we've had with a lot of our EDU clients, because ultimately their main goal is to drive enrollments. Our technology that we use allows us to take our clients' offline data, such as the appointments and applications, and then ultimately enrollments, and import that back into our system that allows us to manage to the entire funnel. And so we really are monitoring each touch point to know that we're feeding as many qualified inquiries and ultimately enrollments to our clients.
We know from our work in EDU that the student journey can take up to 2 years, from deciding what to study and where to study. We know that the journey can start as early as in high school with the help of a parent, or maybe it's a grad student deciding which grad programs are right for them. The most amount of time is spent in the beginning stages of the funnel, and this is where it's most important to establish your school early on. Audience lists are increasingly more important as we use those to continuously customize the search experience for all searchers. These are the same audience lists that we used to utilize in things like remarketing. Now we can utilize those audience lists without the need for extra budget, extra campaigns to serve a custom message. Every user is in a different place in their search journey, so they're not going to be asking the same questions. They don't have the same interests. So why should they receive the same ads? To do this, we use something called if-then messaging and some other technology to make sure that we're serving relevant ads to each searcher based on the audience that they're bucketed in. Audience lists aren't just utilized in search. We need to stay connected through the prospect, through the full funnel, and that means following them on their journey through all their different touch points and devices. This means that we can use those same audience lists and things like display to make sure that we not only have a unique search experience for each user, but we also have a cohesive search experience from start to finish. We also believe that staying connected through the prospect through the entire journey is really important, and that means staying connected to the prospect even after they've inquired. We can use new technology like Google surveys to ask our prospects questions as to why they might have inquired about a certain school, what their interests are, what they liked most about the experience of inquiring, and that way we can get all sorts of feedback that we can not only utilize for our own search knowledge, but also share with the client.